Welcome back, everybody. You are with the Ember Lounge. I'm Z. This is John and Miguel. Great to join you guys again. I want to thank everybody out there for watching our content for episode 1. We had such a great response for feedback, likes, subscriptions, and we look forward to doing another episode with you today. What did you guys think? Wasn't that awesome doing
It was
episode 1?
fantastic.
Oh my
man.
gosh,
We had a lot of fun.
Great
It was
experience.
a lot of fun.
Great experience, definitely.
So it is so good to be back with you guys. We got a fantastic episode 2 for you today, including a special guest. And I'll just go ahead and introduce him now. We're with a friend of the show, friend of the Ember Lounge, Mike G.
Yeah, baby.
It's
an honor to be here. Honor to be here. I love it.
I love it. Yeah, thank you for joining us today, Mike.
Excited to have you and
Awesome.
hear your stories, man.
Look forward to talking to you today about a lot of subjects, including all of your endeavors into acting, cigar manufacturing, what's going on with this lounge, the space. But before we get into any of that, I think we should talk about what we're smoking and enjoying today.
That's it. What are we going to enjoy today? Today, we're going to be smoking, and Mike, if you can show it, the beautiful Oliva V Milanio. It is box pressed. We're doing the Robusto. It's a box press 5x52. The Rapidor is Ecuadorian Sumatra. And let's see, the binder filler is Nicaraguan. They call it Jalapa. And it's a medium to full cigar. It's just,
I've never heard of that before.
I was going to say something before you guys light up.
Yeah.
Your first episode, you guys were saying that with the notes of the cigars that you don't taste them. Some
Correct.
people say there's like, oh, a hint of cedar, a nutmeg, and tropical fruit punch, and all this random stuff.
Right.
Now, I'm with you on that. A lot of times it's like, maybe I don't have a developed palate like these guys that have been making cigars for years. But what I did notice, like a little hack, is always do a dry draw. That's where I would find out the flavor notes, like chocolate or nuttiness, or even like dark fruit, which is like a raisin. You can, if you do a draw without lighting it, you taste the notes better first. And after a while, what I developed was, years working in a cigar lounge, you start doing the dry draws on your favorite cigars. You get to a point where you can start smelling the cigar, and you're gonna know if you like it or not, if it pairs with your palate.
oh,
Specific-
interesting.
Maybe we should all try a dry draw and see if we get anything from that.
All right.
All right.
Here's my dry draw.
Tastes like cigar.
Yeah, it tastes like cigar.
Nothing.
What'd you get?
Getting nothing.
Just do quick little puffs, little draws. Draw it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
So there's a little bit of that earthy, like hay flavor.
Kind of
I get the
reminds
earthy.
me.
I think I get the earthy.
Earthy was one of the notes.
Yeah.
There's light chocolate.
It was.
Cocoa was as well.
Oh shoot! If you do this long enough,
You'll get to it. You know what I mean?
So along
I'm
with
not
the cigar
tasting it.
we're enjoying today, we also
Right.
have Spirit. We're
yeah.
We're going to be enjoying the Diplomatico Reserva Exclusivo. It's a Venezuelan rum.
here, let me see that.
Its flavor profile, dark caramel, toffee, vanilla, cinnamon, orange peel,
Venezuelan rum. No.
and it pairs well with this cigar.
Made by the prisoners
Diplomatic.
down there, right?
Sure. all, the ones we just sent down there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, cheers, gentlemen, to the Ember
Cheers.
Lounge.
To the Ember
And
Lounge.
to our guest
Absolutely.
today, Mike G.
Thanks for
Being on with us.
It's an honor to be here.
There you go. All right, let's taste this.
Taste that molasses.
Oh, I definitely taste the molasses.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah, is this
A little early for alcohol, but I appreciate it.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Come
This
on.
is really good.
Yeah.
hey man, it's after 12 o'clock, right?
Wow.
It's technically 8 a.m., guys. What?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Mike.
All right, I should light up my cigar here.
This rum was chosen specifically to pair with the cigar we're enjoying today, the Oliva Series B Milanio. And ChatGPT helped us out with that decision making because it makes most of my decisions these days. My girlfriend calls it my other girlfriend. I don't know that she's totally wrong about that.
She calls the cigar the other girlfriend?
No, ChatGPT.
Oh, ChatGPT. Sorry, I was just
She calls a cigar something else.
You know what? I have a feeling my wife's going to say that pretty soon because I go to her all the time. ChatGPT.
By the way, that's not a plug for ChatGPT
Sorry.
in any way. We're
Yeah,
not affiliated.
definitely not a plug.
If anything, we promote grok. Oh, no.
Yeah, here we go. But speaking of promotions and plugs, just want to remind everybody out there to please like and subscribe, share and comment. We love hearing your feedback, and please keep it coming.
Tell your friends.
Yes, tell your friends. So, Mike,
Yes.
we're in this awesome lounge of yours.
Thank you.
Tell us more about it. Tell us about where it's at. How can we get here? When can we enjoy a cigar? You got a beautiful bar.
We're located here at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel, downtown LA. We're right up front, literally right here on Flower Street. And I'm really excited. I mean, the backstory on this place is that initially before COVID, we were going to open up a bar. And I was only 10% owner at the time, but I was going to be heading up all the cigars. So it was a Scotch and cigar bar. And because of COVID, everything sort of got messed up. We never had a solid opening, and it just went wayside. Well, one of the other investors, like myself, we really loved this place. He was bringing a lot of people here. I was bringing people here when we were open for the short 3-month period. And we teamed up, and he decided he wanted to get this place. So I partnered with him. And right now we have it available as a rental space. So for events, smoking events, we can smoke inside now.
Okay.
We have a beautiful patio. But eventually we have bigger plans. But when they come, I'll let you guys know. But for now, it's available. I know we're planning on having comedy nights here pretty soon.
Oh,
I want to
fun.
do some cigar events. So it's right now we just got it last month.
Okay.
And there's still some renovations. We're going to be changing the lights, but we've done so much. We've got a brand new sound system in here. We redid the paint. We got beautiful furniture.
That's
so, we are moving forward with it. So I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah, and we were playing music here while we were setting up our cameras and all that, and it sounds like a club in here.
The furniture is super plush and comfy.
Yes.
They're doing a great job. I don't know if you mentioned the name yet. It is
Oh, it's called Lusso Lounge.
Lusso
Lusso
Lounge.
Lounge.
Lusso Lounge.
Yeah.
All right. And then we'll put details on how to get a hold of you if they want to,
Well,
Have the- for the
birthday
evening?
parties, events, UFC. In fact, we just had a few weeks ago, Kevin Hart's production team came down during BET Awards, and they actually filmed a live show here where they had people coming off the red carpet to come in here. We had different rappers come through, and
Wow.
they set it up sort of like a bar, dance club / podcast type thing. So they were filming the audience and question and answer. So we had already a first production here, which was really nice. So-
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think you have
Very nice.
maybe a clip to that video up on your Instagram page.
Yeah,
People can
yeah.
check out.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
have a link in
cool.
the description
How
of
many
that as
people
well.
could you fit in this place?
Easily, like comfortably about 100.
100?
Yeah,
It's a good sized party.
yeah. Plus we have the patio, so people want to get away. So
So you said Kevin Hart,
this production team, yeah.
his production team. But Kevin Hart now leads me to something that you do outside of smoking.
Oh yeah.
You act.
Yes.
You've been a long-time actor.
Yes.
Very
Why
good.
are you accusing me?
No,
like,
no, no,
I'm proud of that, but why are you coming at me
Because
so hard?
I love
I'm
it.
teasing.
No, I love it. And I want to talk to you about it a little bit.
Yeah.
How did you get into acting and what inspired you to do that? And what are some things that you're working on right now?
Oh, that's a long story, but yeah,
Give us
I'll
your-
give you, I'll
yeah.
give you a quicker version of it. So the digital was coming up, and I was really good with that. And my goal was to come down here and be an editor. And while I was down here, I'd missed the first term for film school, so I was signed up for background work just so I could see what a movie set was like because I was so pumped up.
Okay.
And maybe a month of maybe background jobs, they were calling me as like a cholo, a gangster, a rapist. Like I was doing all this background work.
Always the bad
Yeah,
one. You're
and-
always
and
bad.
I-
I don't know why they
loved it.
did that. You don't fit the
Already
Okay.
A lot of people talk about that.
Yeah.
You typecast it, but I'll be honest, I love that. I mean, growing up as a kid, I loved Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
Charles Bronson, and I never wanted to be the hero. I always wanted to be the bad guys that get beat up. Like that was always like my dream. Like I want Schwarzenegger or Bronson or Charlton Heston to duke me out, like somebody to. Because the bad guys had all the fun parts. They had the cars and the big guns and the chicks, and they taught a lesson. They were bad, and what happens to you when you do bad things? You die. So don't follow the path. And I thought that's something cool to have that message. So I always wanted to be the guy that died, fighting a major star. But when I came out here, Jay Leno was the one that gave me my first break. I had gotten off the set of. We were on Universal Studios, and we had finished early, and a group of our friends on there were like, hey, we're going to go watch the taping of Leno. You want to come? I was like, sure. It was like, 2 o'clock, so we were there like an hour and a half early, so we were first in line. And when we were there, the producers of the show, they like to ask people questions. You know how they have the little funny
Right,
segments?
right.
So one of the questions was like, hey, have you ever felt like an idiot for a day or done something stupid? So I had just the last week, because I was on set looking for a restroom, and they told me the production assistant is down the hallway to the left. I go in there, I see the bathroom, I walk in, start taking a piss. And when I go to flush it, it doesn't flush. I notice there's no ceiling.
Oh,
It's a
no.
prop.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I got out of there. You know, I was like, oh crap! I left. So I told the producers the story, and they were laughing. But then he came back to grab another writer, and I was smart enough back then. I was like, okay, this is for DFE. I know what they want. So the story got a little bit more embellished. So then it was pretty soon people were walking in. I had to hurry up and go. Then it was, it went all over the floor. Then, like, by the fourth or fifth time I told the story, so I'm sitting down taking a shit, using prop toilet paper, I notice it won't flush, somebody yells out, I smell something bad. So, but sure enough, they love the story. And at the end of the show, the producers come up and they tell me and about 6 other people, they're like, hey, just hang back, let everybody go. And they had their cue cards, and they run up to Leno's desk, and we're just sitting there waiting like, oh, they're going to pick our story. So he's going to the cards, and I see Leno, he goes to this, he goes, is that him? He points at me. I'm like, what's he saying? He goes, and I see him mouth, I want him. So the producer comes running over, and he says, hey, can you come back next week to tell your story? I was like, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So they picked me up. The following week, they sent a car out to come pick me up. And this is like maybe the first month, like I started doing background. Like I'm just like,
You feeling like you're
I'm like, I made it. This is it.
I got a
I'm
car
already-
coming, right?
Yeah, they bring me into the green room. There's Jerry Springer, Pamela Anderson's there, and I'm just like, oh wow,
What?
I'm just pumped. I'm just like, so I go in there, sit down, and I do the bit and tell my story, and I do a good enough job that the writers they love me, and they said, you had really good chemistry. We know you're trying to be an actor. We have some comedy sketches for you. You want to come do it? So they had gave me my first couple sketches. And because of that, they made a tape for me, and they sent it out to agents, and they got me signed with an agency. So, I mean,
What a
that's
break, man.
So-
I have Leno and the writers to thank for all
I
that.
find this interesting, though. So in high school, you didn't act. You were just doing production.
No, the funny
And
thing
editing.
is I joined drama, introduction to drama, and I got dropped because they said I don't take it serious enough. Ken
You
Collins.
showed them, I guess.
Yeah, Ken
Yeah.
Collins. Yeah, he died, though, before I could rub it into his face. Son of a bitch.
Have you ever done a serious role?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm raping somebody or shooting, that's pretty serious.
Whoa.
Say that qualifies.
Yeah.
I have
Holy
6 rapes
moly.
under my belt. I don't know if that's a cool stat.
What
but
did you say?
I have 6 rapes under my belt on film. On film.
Anybody notable?
No.
Okay.
That was a really cool and interesting story about how you got your start with Leno and then doing background work.
Ah,
Your own
yeah.
That's why I tell everyone, they go, how do you get in this? And I go, there literally is no way in. There's no one. It's luck. It's chance. It could be peak performance. You have your craft down. Like, be a better actor than Daniel Day-Lewis. And
a
you
high
and you
bar.
could have the best
Yeah.
agency out there, but you can't ever prepare for imagination. And that's the part where somebody thinks, oh, I'm going to make a movie. I'm going to write this one part that you happen to fit the role for. So that's why there's always that factor. You can have everything on paper what you should be, but you may not ever get to that level because you're still just waiting for that luck.
Yeah, and being a working actor, I know you've been busy of late too, working on some projects. You want to tell us a little bit about you that you're working on?
Yeah,
or
so
how-
we have a film out right now. It's on Amazon and all the other streaming services. It's called Depth of Field. And
Depth of field.
Depth of
Okay.
Field. And it's I'm not in it, but I got to produce it, and I had COVID during production. So
Okay.
it's a touching story. It's about loss. So it's the premise is a girl. She's in foster services because her mother passed away, and then the next door neighbor, my buddy plays the role. He lost his family, his wife and kid.
Oh, okay.
So they're both dealing with loss, and they sort of have a friendship. And
This sounds fucking depressing. I don't think I'm
it's
watching.
sad, but
I'm
it's
gonna
sad,
skip it.
but it
I'm
has
gonna
a.
be
I
honest.
mean, I
But
will.
you guys should all watch it. So that's
I'll watch
It does
it.
have
It
a
sounds
happy
good.
ending, though.
I'll watch
Okay,
it.
I'm not.
I don't know if you noticed, but I was nodding out of courtesy. But hey, go watch it. I'm going to watch
check
it.
it out.
You should watch it
Yeah,
too.
sorry, there's no titties in there. There's no gunfights. I get it. But it's a good film, and it's heartwarming, and it has a happy ending. So
Awesome.
it's not-
Oh,
So Depth of Field was a project that you had a production credit in. I think there's a series that you actually are doing some acting in right now.
yeah. Well, actually, we just had the premiere for it, and that one's called Familiar Touch, and it's another heartfelt movie. So
Okay.
there's no gangsters and shooting, but
No rapists?
no. It's different
this
because
one
it's funny because now because of the woke movement, everything's like they don't want to cast me in that because that's considered racist. So I haven't been getting all the roles I loved. They give them to the white guys now because we can hate white guys in Hollywood. They're okay
Why do you
to
look
hate.
at me, Mike?
You look over at you. I didn't even catch that.
Are you saying there's an opportunity for rapist roles in Hollywood?
Sadly, yes.
There you go.
All the white guys are taking on my bad guy
Anybody wants to
roles.
shoot me a DM? Let's get a play rapist role. I mean,
Ted Bundy over here. Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy, the real estate agent. I got a killer price on a home.
Come look at it. Come look at the real
drop
estate.
dead when you see this place.
But
Yeah, I know.
But I thought there was a series you're working on too.
yeah. Well, let me finish my movie.
Oh, gee. Chris spent
So anyway-
the whole podcast.
Yeah,
talking.
yeah,
This
sorry.
was supposed to be a segment, Mike.
My bad. So I'll be quick. I'm just really excited because I'm in this movie. It's a heartfelt movie. I'm just happy I'm in a movie my mom can watch and be proud of me. And so
There you
I
go.
play a nice
Oh, okay.
star.
That's cool.
It's about a lady who's going through dementia, and it's through her eyes and having to deal with a transition. It's
Through the person who's going through dementia?
Yeah, because most of the time it's always the kids or the parents
It's
dealing
the-
with somebody.
right, the
this
family.
is through her point of view,
Wow.
and it cleaned up like 3 major awards at the Venice Film Festival in Italy. So it's like getting a lot of acclaim. So this is like one of the first like movies that like, oh, I'm in something like award-winning. So
Yeah.
so I'm excited about
man.
that.
Yeah,
so
congratulations. And that's a
things.
point of view that's not often talked about.
It isn't. And the director, Sarah, she was so down to earth. Because I had worked in old folks home before as activities director, my audition was like maybe 20, 30 minutes. And we spent like another hour talking about my experience there. And she wanted to have, when we filmed the movie, they actually had a lot of the residents that were there in the actual movie. And there's some funny stories, like we're doing a scene and I'm supposed to just be fake, giving some orange juice.
Yeah.
And some lady, hey, I'm out of orange juice.
Oh, what
They
the-
thought it was real, like. So I had to go along and improv, like, oh, I got you, like, just try to make it work. But they were like the real residents, so like the movie is really authentic and it's
Wow.
heartfelt.
When I start to lose my marbles, I know who to call.
I think you've already lost your marbles, but that's okay.
Yeah, bro.
I need a sponge bath.
The award-winning movie.
Yeah.
Okay, called again.
It's called Familiar Touch.
Familiar Touch.
Yeah, and that should be out pretty soon. So I'm really excited about that. And then I did an Amazon show. It's so the Bosch.
Yeah.
And then he had the Bosch Legacy with his daughter.
Yeah.
There's a spin-off coming called Ballard. And that's
Ballard.
coming out with Megan Q. And
Can
they're-
we talk about that? Is that
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I did a quick episode in there, play like some gangster guy. So it was like back again, like a little bit comical, but it was cool to be there, and especially because of the strikes, there wasn't a lot of stuff going on. The industry I know everybody's talking about. There's so much shows streaming, but a lot of this stuff is filmed in Canada. It's filmed in New Orleans, New Mexico. Netflix spent all this money on a place in New Jersey now, so a lot of work's going to go out there. It's just so it's the landscape of Hollywood's changing right now. So.
Well, maybe we should. I know we're getting through our first third of the cigar. here.
Right. That's what I was just going to say. That
Back
it's
to the
time to
cigar.
come back and talk about the cigar, and let's.
So I'm
review
almost
it.
to the halfway because I always smoke a little bit faster than anybody else.
It's all right.
So that first third, how are you guys feeling about that first third? I know they put notes in there: a black pepper, dark chocolate, leather, and earth.
I'm definitely getting the cocoa in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the earth, the earthiness, and the cocoa maybe a little bit on the retrohale.
So I was going to say suck, but no.
Dry draw.
Dry draw.
draw.
So yeah, after the dry draw,
Or dry
You're a dry
socks if you
sucker.
prefer.
It's okay. We
Dry
like
suck.
the dry suck.
after the dry draw, it exposed those flavors, and now I'm tasting it. So I'm going to start doing that before I light up.
100%.
That's a new thing for me.
I also got to say, I think most of us are, except maybe Mike, are mainly whiskey players when it comes to pairing with a cigar, but
Yes.
I'm really enjoying this Diplomatico rum with the cigar. I think it was an excellent pairing.
I think this actually helps bring out some of the flavors of the cigar
Right.
that I'm now tasting.
I've got to say that I think I've
Yeah.
been limiting myself by just drinking Scotch and whiskey.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
Scotch
starting to
is a
drink.
whiskey, but
Well, yeah, the Scotch and whiskey depends where it comes from. But I've been opening it up to gins.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I think
Whiskey,
Scotch is a
whiskey's whiskey. Scotch is a whiskey.
Scotch
Bourbon's
is
a
a
whiskey.
bourbon. Yeah. Rye, whiskey, American.
It's all booze. Don't worry, Miguel. It's all
this
booze.
stuff I got to deal with.
Scotch is a whiskey.
That's what I got to deal with.
The whiskey.
Yeah, limiting ourselves with sticking
Right.
to
Right.
whiskeys of any origin rather than
Rum.
thinking out. Yeah, rum.
I love rum. That's one of my favorite things.
Tequila too. I think we got to have a future pairing with a cigar and a tequila. Maybe
Yes.
we'll do that with our next guest, but we'll get into that little sneak preview
Yeah.
later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Michael Jordan.
How'd you know?
All right. So, question for you.
Yeah.
When did you start smoking cigars?
When I was 3 years old. No. I had really bad parents. No. Actually, when I first moved to LA, acting and cigars go hand in hand. That's why I always like
Oh,
to pair the two.
really?
Yeah, because when I first came out here, I had friends that were smoking cigars, and I don't think they wanted to have me join them smoking cigars because they gave me my first cigar was a Padron Maduro 6000 Torpedo.
That's a good cigar.
For a first cigar. I look back
You
now.
probably felt like throwing up.
Yeah, well, they had Cubans, and I noticed he had this laying in the box. He goes, "Here you go." I think part of it was like,
How strong.
yeah. So the funny thing is, though, is Padron is my favorite cigars.
Oh,
Out
okay.
of everything I go back and it was my first one, and I never really stopped. At first it was a social thing.
Yeah.
That was pretty strong, but as I started pairing it with coffee, I really like rum. Is what I really like pairing my
Coffee is a
cigars
good
with.
pairing. Absolutely.
Surprising too, grapefruit juice. I learned that from
Really?
a really old these old cats.
Grapefruit juice.
Yeah, because I used to go to all the cigar lounges. Like I was like, any new cigar lounge, I wanted to go and
You bounce
experience.
around.
I went everywhere, and I had went to this beat up cigar lounge, and these old guys were smoking like the cheap cigars, but they were drinking grapefruit juice, and I'm like, ugh, that's like brushing your teeth and then drinking orange juice
Right,
afterwards.
yeah, right.
Grapefruit's really bitter, right?
Sour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sour. But what I liked about it was if you have a really good cigar, especially like a heavier cigar, it cleansed your palate. So it would enhance both. And I like the fruit juice. So grapefruit, I would take a sip, clean everything out. So every draw was like the first draw.
It's like ginger is to sushi, grapefruit juice is to
Same
cigars.
thing, yeah. So you don't always have to pair. You can
pretty
also
good.
have
Nice.
you can contrast.
Yeah.
And
That makes sense.
yeah. So
So, how long have you been smoking or
Since-
enjoying cigars
since
now?
2003.
2003. We're in 2025. That's a minute.
You not only have experience smoking cigars, but you have a unique perspective on the process of manufacturing cigars too.
Yeah, I came out with my own cigar in 2019, and I had looked into it, and I'm like, who's gonna buy a Mike G's cigar? That's But when I started asking the process, people had recommended I go down to Ybor City, go down Miami, and where they already mass-produce cigars. A lot of cigar lounges, their house stick is something that they can go down. They're already pre-made cigars. They like it. They put their band on it. That's my cigar.
Yeah.
Which is cool. If you're just like a lounge or if you just want to have your little cigar, that's an easy way to do it.
wanted your own blend.
That's the thing. The problem is I didn't feel that I could call it my own cigar if I didn't participate in the blending of it. Also, if the cigar is successful, if they run out of your cigar, or they run out of your leaf, or they change the blend, or they stop making it, you have no control over it. So I had one guy made me a cigar, and he put a different wrapper. It was already the binder and the filler was there, but I changed the wrapper. I put a Habano 2000 on there, and they were double Corona size. And we sold out pretty fast, and that was the month I went to PCA for the first year ever.
Okay.
And I had run into Victor Calvo and his brother Guillermo. And the Calvo brothers, they mass produce cigars for a bunch of different companies.
Okay.
He had called me over because of Instagram. He goes, "Hey, Mike G, Big Mike." I'm like, "Who's this?" He's like, "Hey, come over here. What's going on? Let's get a picture.
shoot, that's awesome.
Have some of our cigars." And PCA was cool. I felt like the first time I felt like, oh, I'm a celebrity here because everyone would take
That's
pictures
cool.
of themselves.
From acting.
Yeah, from the cigars because I was such an idiot on there doing stupid shit. And the cigar world, most of it is serious,
Serious.
and all that. So you got some idiot over there promoting cigars that's out in the streets and doing random things. So people were like, oh, this is something different at the time. He goes, I'd like to work with you. And I go, bro, I had priced it before. They wanted, as somebody who didn't have connections at the time, they wanted like $5 per cigar, minimum order of 20,000 sticks. You needed it by the box. Was it $5? Like, this is over. It's like, any normal person can't do that. And I told him, I was like, dude, I don't have big money. I can't. He goes, don't worry about it. We'll work with you. Like, he was really nice and welcoming. And this was like right before COVID.
Okay.
So I didn't get to go down in Nicaragua, but we did it through the mail. So he would send me a blend. I would give notes. He'd send it back and forth. It took about 9 months going back and forth until we got it just right. And, I was really proud of the stick and just a lot of trial and error with my first stick. And I sold over 10,000 sticks through just Instagram.
That's amazing.
Like through COVID and through people. And
that's pretty good.
to the bar. The sad thing is that the farm that was growing the wrapper, stopped growing it. They switched over to hops. So I got to start from scratch all over again. So that's the next endeavor I want to do.
beer and
Mike G. Beer's coming out next.
I know.
Compare the two.
Cigars and beers, they pair well. So that's an interesting process,
Yeah.
figuring out the blend, doing it through the mail rather than visiting the country itself. I'm sure we'll see Mike G sticks in the future. Now,
I know. That's what I was just going to ask. Is there a future stick coming out there?
There is.
What's the works on that?
I'm-
What's going on here?
I'm working on some stuff right now, and I don't, my favorite saying is happiness loves silence.
Okay.
Until it's out, it's out.
right,
But
okay.
you will see another
right.
Mike G cigar coming out.
I mean, before we leave that topic, though, I just want to touch on the marketing and the branding for your cigar and the artwork that went into both the box and the band for the cigar. I know another friend of the podcast, the Ember Lounge, helped you out with that. Maybe you want to give them a plug. Might be a future guest as well. We sure hope.
Yep, definitely.
That's
So
Jimmy Rodriguez.
Jimmy Rodriguez.
My cigar band and logo, in fact, the one that's on my ring, I don't know if you guys
Bring
know
it
that.
in closer.
There you go.
Can you bring it in closer?
We'll
you
zoom
go.
in a bit.
That's good.
So
There for the reach.
I and my T-Rex arm. So I wanted to do a logo that was sort of like a family crest, because if you look at the logo, it's a big vulture. People think it's an eagle, but it's a vulture. So back to the cigar though, I gave Jimmy. I was like, hey Jimmy, I want to do a logo, and you know how it is. You're trying to enjoy your cigar, and I'm over here bothering him with stuff.
Yeah.
But
Mind's his job.
he's talented though, because I said, look, I want this bird, show California condors, these vultures, okay? And I was like, I want this type of movie reel, the old school that has specific. I want this type of gun. And I just gave him raw photos. And then with my Photoshop crappy skills, put something together.
Yeah.
This is the idea. And sure enough, he came through. Like, he really made it look crisp and clean and came out with a wonderful logo. And then I have the high-res, like, detailed version of it. And I also have just the flattened version, which is what was on my cigar band.
Yeah. Talented artist.
So, dude, he's
talented.
done so much for other cigar companies, for cannabis companies, clothing lines. I mean,
Room 101.
Yeah,
Works for them.
Yeah, I mean, he used to do stuff for Disney. I mean, he's been around. He's done a lot of great stuff. So I'm just happy that I got him to help me with my stuff.
Yeah. Fellow cigar smoker and also a pipe smoker too. Maybe
Yeah.
future episode can talk a little bit about that whole nother world.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother world. Not one of my favorites, but it is another world. It's a very patient world, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something controversial. I love tobacco. I'm a purist. I don't like anything flavored.
Okay.
And the pipe tobacco guys is cool, but first off, my biggest complaint, I know people might in the comments are going to say stuff, and that's fine. Say it in the comments.
Please,
if you don't
absolutely,
agree.
yeah.
Bring it on.
If you don't like it, but
Bring it
I'm
on.
telling you, the reason why I don't like pipe tobacco is A, it's too much work. I smoke, it gets hot, I got to get another one, I'm cleaning.
That's it.
I don't want to deal with that shit.
Right.
I smoke, I toss. The other thing is, you're bastardizing the tobacco. I want it to taste like cherry. I want it to taste like, really? This is not smoking incense. I don't want to smoke. I want pure tobacco. And that's just how I feel about it.
I take you're not an acid fan then.
No, absolutely not. I don't even like when people dip their cigar in the alcohol.
Yeah.
Same.
You're going to hear everyone else around you say, "Oh, your pipe smells delicious."
Yeah.
That's the only people that enjoy that.
You know who say that? People who don't smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the old lady walking by. It says, "Oh,
Right.
the pipe smells so good. It reminds me of my uncle that
Right,
passed
like
20
that.
years ago."
But I want to say too bad because poor Jimmy, my friend, he likes it. So
I know. That's okay. though.
But you know, it goes
Exactly.
it goes back to rule number one. I say about cigars: smoke what you enjoy.
Yeah.
If you enjoy that, more power to you. Because I've seen too many people with limited edition, $600, $200 cigars with a long backstory. It came from this and blah blah. And when I see them smoking it, they're choking it down. They don't like it. They're smoking it because they're supposed
The
to like
prestige.
it.
Yeah.
And you're ruining it. Because remember our friend Wild Bill?
Yeah.
He'd be there with his bicycle or the Al Capones, and people were giving him shit. And I'm like, hold on. He legitimately, because I've given him Padrones, given him nice cigars. He preferred those.
He did. He also preferred half-finished cigars that somebody left in there. That's another story.
Really?
But the
That's right.
But the
Totally forgot
point
He
about
is,
left
that.
a cigar like this, he'd come back, grab it, cut, and just go.
I
yeah,
don't even know if he'd recut it, bro.
he's like the Native Americans. No waste. Everything goes.
No, wait. Waste not, want not. Flat, I was saying, smoke what you enjoy.
Oh my God.
That's just smoke what you enjoy.
Right.
Enjoy it.
I
If
have
it's
a
a
big
flavored
issue with that.
cigar or an acid, smoke it somewhere else.
Enjoy it elsewhere.
Oh my gosh. So do you have an OnlyFans page?
Not yet.
Thank God.
Feet or hands?
Toes apparently
hands.
make a
What are you
lot of
doing?
money.
I mean, if I was a hot chick, I would not turn it down. Although I wouldn't need an OnlyFans chick page. If I was a hot chick, I'd have some older guy and I'd just be swimming in a swimming pool. I'm telling you right now.
That's it.
I'd
That
sell
makes
out.
money?
I'd sell out.
We sell
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
you get a sugar daddy.
Yeah, if I was a hot chick, I'd be in the Hollywood Hills somewhere in some old dude's pool.
You know the old dude's
So-
gonna want to do things to you, right?
That's fine, bro. That's okay.
You're into that.
You got a nice pool.
I got a pool.
Sound
Or are you going to drive a nice
Asshole.
car?
All right. So what kind of car are you expecting from this guy?
Oh, hypothetical.
go
My,
back to
my
it.
hypothetical
Yeah.
sugar daddy?
Yeah.
Oh, at least a G-Wagon minimum.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
An older one or new?
How often are you planning to have to do terrible, terrible things?
Look, he's going to be an older guy. He's probably going to have some ED problems.
Well, he's
so,
got Viagra now, bro. I mean, he gets up
but
whenever
even
he
then,
takes
he's
it.
going to be
gotta-
tired.
Hey, you got to hide his pills.
Yeah, let's say you do. If you're a chick having to give blowjobs, was it at least what? Let's say 3 times a day. How long is that going to take you? 10 minutes each time? 15 minutes a day?
If you're good, 5.
We all work. I work construction. I worked in school as a dude that's not sexy and as not a hot chick. I gotta break my back 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
So 15 minutes a day as a hot chick, I don't see that being a problem. Maybe I'm not a hot chick and seeing it through that, lens.
I would
but
love to hear from a lot of you girls out there.
Tell me,
You know what I'm
you're
thinking
really
right
thinking.
away? I'm thinking, what is that, TMJ?
Yeah, that's right. There are sex-related injuries that happen. Absolutely.
yeah, I'd wear the old guy out.
So, Mike G,
Yeah.
is he single? Is he married? What's going on with Mike G right now?
I got 8 kids. I got 2 ex-wives. No,
Okay.
I have no kids. I'm not married.
Are you
Is that-
single?
He's single.
Ladies, if you're available, yes, currently,
Okay.
I'm available.
You're up for a nice dinner,
Yeah.
nice cocktail drinks.
Even older ladies, I'm down for it. If you have house and you can put me on your life insurance and health, and more importantly, health insurance,
Yes.
let's talk. I mean,
Do you have a
going.
terminal illness? That means you only have.
No, I want you to live. No, I want you to live. I want to talk to somebody.
You want the companionship.
I want some security.
Oh, got it.
Okay, all right. I think that's pretty good right there.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then like it's a horrible story, but we had
Our favorite.
we had some people come out here and I had some guests. They rented out the patio back when we were a bar, and they were doing construction, so we had a bunch of homeless people. And in the
thought you
homeless
were
people, there's tweakers
Yeah.
that are, I don't know if they got homes or not, but they're straight up like with their shirts off. They're like jacked up, but they're just
Doesn't
like
sound like a tweaker,
sweating.
bro.
They're they weigh
Tweakers
like
cannot hold muscle mass.
they weigh like 109 pounds basically, but they're just they look like buff zombies. So I'm out there hosting my guests. Everything's going good. This guy kept harassing him. He is on drugs. I asked him to leave, but the 4th time he comes at me, he pulls a screwdriver out. So I grab his hand with a screwdriver, pull it out from him, and I shove him to the floor. He gets up, he starts cussing me. I start kicking him. I throw him out to get him out of there. And every one of my friends who like Mike's just a friendly teddy bear, they saw me, they looked at me with different eyes, like, "Hey guys, how's everything going?" Yeah, it was like that awkward silence when dad gets up and slaps mom in the middle of dinner. That's what they were looking at me as.
Oh my gosh. John, talk a little bit about how the cigar is going for you.
So
what do you feel?
We're about done. Retro Hail cannot do anymore. That pepperiness is really picking up here at the end. I think it stayed pretty smooth in the first 2/3. Here at the end, it is a little bit stronger, but still very flavorful.
Would you have the cigar again?
Obviously, yes.
Okay.
So
I know I got a box of them.
I got a box of them too.
Let me ask you this: since you're at that, did you blow out through your cigar yet to smooth it out?
No.
So what happens is
I love this, man. Learning so much shit. I love it.
So take a drag, just a quick, draw. Okay. Now blow not hard, softly for 5 seconds straight to get all the oils to break it up. 1, 2,
5 seconds is a long time.
3, 4, 5. Okay.
Try to take a
Let it
deep
rest, and then take a draw, and you'll taste the flavor difference. It'll go back to being.
Hey, it's clean.
This cigar does retail for between $11 and $14. We hear it has excellent aging potential. Definitely does age well with the Diplomatico rum we've been enjoying today. And I would definitely smoke it again. This is actually the Oliva V Milanio Robusto. Is something that's kind of a staple of my collection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But just hit me up on Instagram at Hollywood Mike G.
Hollywood Mike
Mike
G.
G.
Yeah, and I'll answer any questions you guys have. And
Great.
we're here at downtown LA at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel.
So tell us about the Royal Caviar Club. We saw this great-looking caviar back there.
So my partner, who's partner here with the Lusso Lounge, that's his company. And the caviar, I'm not I don't know too much about caviar, but I do know if it's good. And that stuff's really good. And he has different levels, different blends. So it's next time I see you guys, I'm gonna bring you guys some samples, and you guys can go ahead and review it.
Awesome.
And we can do a pairing, so this way you guys can try it out. So.
That's great. You guys out there can listen to 4 guys who know absolutely nothing about caviar review caviar.
Yes, I am in.
But I do know that I don't know enough about it, but I do know that it's really good. A lot of people talking about
cigars.
Yeah, like I don't know shit about Ferraris, but I know it's a good car. That's the same thing here. I was going to ask you, what made you guys, I'm interviewing you guys now.
Okay.
What made you guys, what I'm curious is, because don't get me wrong, I love the fact you guys are making a thing. I like it when people make things. And you guys have been talking about it. And let's be honest, everybody we've ever smoked cigars with has always said, we're doing a podcast. You guys are actually doing it. What was the deciding factor that made you guys do it? That's why I'm always curious of the momentum's there. And the three of you guys have really good chemistry. So I'm just... as personal as a viewer and a fan of the show so far, what do you guys?
Why?
Why?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for all those positive comments on that. That makes us. I mean, at least it makes me feel really good about that chemistry you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That hopefully that comes across and to our viewers.
I think we're just goofy motherfuckers that just said, let's do it. This guy's like, all right, next Thursday, let's go. And boom. First podcast came out, right?
Just taking the time to actually do it, get it off the ground. Like you said, we've talked about it for years. We all think we're very entertaining and funny when we're half drunk and talking about total nonsense. And we've always thought this would be stuff that other people might like to hear. It's kind of good stuff. And maybe that's the alcohol talking. Maybe it's not. We'll see. You guys let us know. And I appreciate you all liking and subscribing too.
Well, as a subscriber, I'd like to say,
yes,
the whole draw of going to Cigar Lounge is what?
Hang out with your friends.
And you're talking about stuff that is not too important.
Right.
But it's entertaining.
Yes.
It's getting a feel for the person.
Yes.
It's interesting. Fun facts, jokes, and the camaraderie of going there to see your friends. And you guys are bringing that to YouTube and to all other formats you guys are on, that maybe you don't get to go out to the lounge. Maybe you're smoking by yourself at home, maybe whatever. You can still have that and live the cigar lifestyle at home or in the car or wherever you're smoking. And that's what I like this about, because I used to go to the lounge to hang out with you guys. And I like to see what's going on in your lives, funny things. And just like the podcast, you bring in different people. The lounge, different people come walking in. We don't know what's going to be there.
That's right.
But you're always welcoming. That's the culture. As if you smoke a cigar, that's your ticket in.
I just want to say, just not only audience, put us in the comments what you want to hear next, but Mike, you not only have provided this venue for us today, but you are a friend of the show. We've known each other for a lot of years.
Many years.
And you know our whole circle of friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
So give me the top 2 or 3 picks who you'd like to see on a future episode from our group.
I'd like to, because I'm a big fan of the show, on Paramount, the oil show. What's the name of it?
Landman. Yes.
Joe Baxter.
Oh, Joe Baxter.
His stories for days when he was out there. You need Joe Baxter. Guaranteed.
100%.
You need Joe Baxter. If you've ever heard Joe's backstories, he could go to a Met Gala, but he could also go to some honky-tonk bar.
That's true, man.
And
You're right. He's a well-rounded guy.
He can go either or.
You're
And
absolutely right.
he's, he's a salesman, but he's a cool guy, and he has tons of hilarious stories. Like, me and him, because I asked him, I interviewed him, just me and him, like, how'd you get started? Like, he told me how him and his dad were running the oil, like, what are the problems, what are the issues. That he just went on, and, you know, I don't know how much he wants to tell, but they're entertaining. I really like
And he's
Joe's.
very proud of that career.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, he did well with it.
Should be.
Yeah, I am.
Should be.
He
I
did
would
really
be too.
So, yeah.
We got Joe Baxter on a future episode. Give me one more.
Steve Redmond.
Steve Redmond.
Steve Redmond.
Steelman.
Steve Redmond.
Steve Redmond.
Because I like people who own businesses, because look, to be able to smoke cigars, you got to have some sort of disposable income, because you're literally burning money. But when you talk to
story.
people like these guys that are humble, both Steve and Joe are humble.
Yes.
And we know too much that people in this world have a lot of money and they're not so humble, and it gets annoying.
That's true.
But both those guys are down to earth, the regular people, but they've been successful. And I love hearing how did they do it, where did they come from, like chasing paper basically. What happened? What things, dominoes lined up perfectly to get where you're at right now. And that's sort of cool. And to smoke a cigar and hear that,
Very
you
true.
know,
Love that.
Very, very true,
Steve
very true.
Redmond, Joe Baxter, future episodes coming soon to the Ember Lounge. Let us know in the comments if you got any suggestions as well. We would love to hear.
And I'd like to hear your favorite cigars. If you guys can just shoot us, direct messages.
And what you pair with it.
Just
unless they're
What are you
acid or
pairing?
Gurkha.
That's a nick.
Unless they'd like to sponsor the show, then you know what? They have some good cigars.
Different story.
Come out and show us why that flavored stuff's really good.
Hey, you know what? If you've got a favorite Gurkha and you're like, you know what, everybody's going to love this, hey, we'll bring you on the show and tell us about it. Definitely. But don't forget to
Like and subscribe, comment, share, all the above. We're doing this for you guys. We're doing it for ourselves, just to entertain ourselves, but we hope you're enjoying the show as well, 'cause I know I am.
Yeah,
I know I am too, yeah.
Yeah,
So we
I'm
appreciate
definitely-
any support
Yeah, so definitely we do this for you, but ultimately we do it for us.
for us.
Yes.
And for bitches.
Groupies coming soon.
He's a single guy that's looking for somebody.
DM those photos.
I just want to cuddle. I'm lonely.
DM those photos.
Oh my gosh, great. All right, guys, well, please like, subscribe, and share. Comment. By the way, please comment. We will respond to all the comments. You guys are very important to us, and we're so glad that you're still here and watching us.
Thanks
Anything
again,
else?
Mike G, for coming in.
Yeah,
Really
thanks, Mike.
appreciate you coming
Yes.
in and
Thanks for having me,
spending
guys.
time with us.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Ember Lounge.
That's right. See you guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.